From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on.
From the front pages that shape public opinion to the stories setting the national agenda, this is ATN Newspaper Headlines. We bring you today's major headlines, the facts behind them, and what they mean for you. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news events coverage, and commercials. You can also watch us on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic TV Network, Avo TV platform, Niger TV, Afastech TV platform. You can also connect with us on all our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Net. I'm going for a short commercial break. When I return, I will introduce my co-host for today's program.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On 18. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business.
All right, welcome back. Joining me today for the newspaper review is none other than Kingsley Emmanuel from the sports team. Good morning, Kingsley.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me once again, Antonia.
Always a pleasure to have you on the side of the table. All right, let's get right into today's papers. We're starting with the Punch newspaper. Front story, front page of the Punch. Tinubu defense ascends, opposition raises hell. PDP, LP raise red flags. Tinubu defies protest as APC predicts credible poll. Again, Tinubu defense ascends, opposition raises hell. PDP, LP raise red flags. Tinubu defies protest as APC predicts credible poll. Also, we have another story here. ICPC grills El-Rufai after EFCC release. We also have FCT polls, 3,345 BVAs deployed, movement restricted. Again, FCT polls, 3,345 BVAs deployed, movement restricted. In business story, FX for business travel soars by 366% to $672 million. Again, FX for business travel soars by 366% to $672 million. We also have a sad story from Plateau State, where federal government seals Plateau mine after gas leak kills 37 people. Federal government seals Plateau mine after gas leak kills 37 people. 2 killed in Ondo APC bloody Congress. 2 killed in Ondo APC bloody Congress. And finally, widow, late Nigerian boxer's family clash over estates. Widow and late Nigerian boxer's family clash over estates. I'm going to start with this particular story because it's been trending. Everybody is talking about the people have hit to the streets concerning our electoral reform. Tinubu defense ascends, opposition raises hell. PDP, LP raise red flags. Tinubu defies protest as APC predicts credible poll. One would say, Kingsley, that the reason why APC is predicting credible poll because, I mean, with the way things are right now, and then looking at our trajectory from the past to the present, with how we've been conducting our elections, they seem happy about the current outcome of our electoral reform because there's still no mandates in the e-transmission. I mean, they're the incumbent party now. They're the incumbent administration. Their party is in power right now, and they are saying that it's going to be a credible election. But how can we have a credible election if right from the onset it seems like the game has already been rigged?
Yeah, it's a big question. We saw the president, of course, signing the electoral act, yesterday, and so many persons were like, this is not going to help, and all of that. I think if you look at it, emphasis has really been paid on the transmission of the election, of the votes, and all of that. Some political parties are not, of course, in line with it. You talk about the Labour Party, the PDP as well. They said that the APC are just trying to see how they can, of course, come back to power, come 2027. Because if you look at it in the transmission of the results, there are so many clauses, attached to it, which is, of course, that if, in any situation that there is maybe network issues and all of that, the result can be delayed, all right, and be transmitted later. And of course, which you would say is not far from manipulation, if that, of course, is actually the case, at this point in time. The president was talking about, the broadband of network, down here in Nigeria. So why, if we're looking at the network issues, there might be no network to transmit results, on time, and all of that. Why don't we look at for ways to fix this thing? And mind you, the electronic companies,
the major broadband companies have come out to say that it's not true that they can actually do that because look at it. even in the most rural communities, they still have access to internet.
True.
From 2G to 3G to 5G to 4G.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can tell me that there's no way that there will not be
a real-time
a
transmission.
real-time transmission of the results. They have come out to say they are capable of doing this. So it's like the federal government is telling us that our broadband companies are not capable to handle or up to tax. That's fine. But we have experts who have also come out to say that the tech needed for the e-transmission of the result does not even need. It doesn't even need that. It doesn't even need internet. It can work without internet. So what is the excuse if not for having a backdoor to manipulate the results to their favor?
You know, that's the thing, and that's why so many persons, of course, have really been against it. All right, there should be. It should be one way, all right, real-time transmission of results. Not putting those clauses that, oh, in case there is no network, and all of that, we have to wait maybe for days before the results, of course, are being transmitted. I don't think, you know, we're talking about the Electoral Act reform and all of that. You ask yourself, have they really been reformed with what we've seen, you know, this point in time? If you're talking about reform, then we should be original. We should have things, you know, done automatically, just like, you know, we're aiming at this point in time, not waiting, you know, after election is being done, we have to wait for days. You know, when it's like that, of course, there is room for manipulation. Results can be altered, you know, at the end of the day. But in a situation whereby, as the election is going, the voting is going, results are being transmitted automatically, the people are following and knowing what is happening, then I don't think there will be room for any manipulation. Then people will not really have much reason or have much point to come out and say, oh, this election has been rigged, you know, and all of that. So for me, you talk about the Electoral Act being reformed, you ask yourself, has there really been reformed?
Did it be a reform?
Yes, you know, at this point in time. Whereas if you look at it, we're almost doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're almost doing the same thing. If you're telling us that, oh, there could be a situation whereby there will be no proper network, you know, all of that, and all of that to transmit results, you know, on time, that means we've not really done anything. If we're saying we want to go electronically, we want to transmit results, you know, on time, then we should be able to get everything equipped. We should be able to get all that we need to make sure that, you know, this thing is being done, you know, properly. So for me, I think the APC government, you know, they should watch it, you know, at this point in time. I don't know if they're trying to see how maybe they can fall back to power. If you're doing the right thing, there's no need to be afraid or trying to cut corners to see how things will favor you. The people will love you and they will genuinely vote for you.
Definitely.
That's the thing. So for me, you take a look at this particular Electoral Act reform, I'm not really seeing the reform, you know, in it at this point.
Okay. All right, let's move on quickly to the next story. Federal government seals plateau mine after gas leak kills 37 people. Yes, the federal government finally seals plateau mine after gas leak kills 37 people. I think I'm going to read a few lines from here because I'm particularly concerned about this story. The federal government has ordered the immediate closure of a mining site in Plateau State after about 37 villagers reportedly died from inhaling toxic gas during artisanal mining activities. It was gathered by posts secured by Punch Metro that on Wednesday that 25 persons were hospitalized after exposure to suspected carbon monoxide at the mining site in Zurak, located in Wase local government area. According to the reports, the victims, mostly young men aged between 20 and 35, were carrying out a routine underground mining operations when they inhaled toxic gases believed to have accumulated in poorly ventilated tunnels. Following the incident, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, directed that all activities within mining license 11810 operated by Solid Units Nigeria Limited be suspended after the tragedy in the Zurak community of Wase local government area. Kingsley, my particular concern about this is that a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, the Northern Governors Forum came out and then asked the federal government to shut down mining activities in the northern area for some time because it was contributing to insecurity in that region, right? But the federal government said after, quote unquote, after I don't know what to use the word, but after their findings, they realized that if they should do that, it's going to affect Nigerians' economy greatly. So they are not going to do that. And in doing that, I asked certain questions that is the life of even one Nigerian equivalent or less important than our economy? Why would the federal government not want to shut down mining activity in that area for 6 months until they've been able to put measures in place to curb the insecurity in that place? Okay. Mind you, we have so many, other than insecurity, banditry, kidnappings and whatnot. We see the situation now. The miners operating, they're not really well regulated, because most of the mining activities over there are private-owned ventures, right? Okay. It's not a federal government regulated, sector. Unlike the oil sector, right? Fine. So how is that supposed to affect our economy, especially when human lives are at stake? Today we've seen 37 villagers dying reportedly from carbon monoxide inhalation. If they had taken into account what the northern governors were saying, I mean, we would have avoided the strategy of 37 people losing their lives.
No, I think for me it's negligence, from the side of the government, at this point in time. Of course, that's okay. Mining these resources, so to say, at this point in time is crucial for the economic growth. All right. Then if there are issues of maybe insecurity, or probably you see health hazard on the people, then you should look for a way to curb it. All right. If there is a situation whereby that in this particular region, during mining, the health of people will be affected, why not look for a means to maybe solve that problem? Is that you tell the people, leave this area, all right, go, maybe you quit another place, for them to stay, and then the work will still go on. In terms of insecurity, and all of that, then you can see how to maybe provide more level of security, maybe bring in more, armed men, and all of that, like policemen, or probably the army, to probably secure or guide the area so that we don't hear things like this. But the truth of the matter is this, is that our government sometimes do not really take action in time. That's the thing. Just like you mentioned, about 37 persons just lost their life just like that. If there was a proper means of tackling this issue, we wouldn't have been hearing all of this. If the government have acted and say, this place is used for mining and it's not good, that whatever is coming out, the carbon monoxide or whatever, is not good for your health, please do yourself a favor by leaving this place. Then the people would have heeded. All right, but at the end of the day, they just keep quiet, and things, of course, will continue to happen. Our government, they act slowly. And at the end of the day, the consequences hit on the people. So for me, I think if you look at it somehow, negligence, from the side of the government, it have acted properly. Maybe the way they even acted on the security aspect, I don't think we would have been talking about losing about 37 persons at this point in time.
True. All right, thank you very much, Kingsley.
Yeah.
This is where we wrap it up on this episode of Newspaper Headlines. Up next is ATN Blowouts. We open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news event coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.Atlantic TV, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Avo TV platform, Niger TV, Ifastech TV platform. You can also connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, Atlantic TV Nets. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Antonia Asabil.
Your economy, sports,